Good morning one and all. Today we discuss about the response of high-pass RC circuit for square input. In the previous sessions we have discussed about the step input signal applied to a high-pass RC circuit and low-pass RC circuit, and we have observed the response of the output waveform. Now we are going to study about the response of high-pass RC circuit for square input. This is the square input signal I am applying to the high-pass RC circuit, and the output waveform will be obtained like this. And we will see how it will be generated and how we have to calculate the percentage of tilt and everything in this session. Okay. So first of all, if RC is far greater than T, the first one is if RC is far greater than T. Here the total time period of the input signal is T. The first half cycle it is T1, and for the negative half cycle it is T2. Total time period T equal to T1 and T1 plus T2. We all know that if the T1 plus T2 both are equal, that is in symmetrical only, it will become the square wave. Okay, we all discussed about in the previous class about the different type of signals. If RC is far greater than T, that is under steady state condition, which is called as steady state condition. Under steady state condition, that is RC is far greater than T, then the output waveform will be appear like this. Okay, we all know how it will be changes, 0 to V, 0 to T1 and T1 to T2. We all know how it will changes in the previous session, the pulse, and the output waveform will appear like this. From this output waveform, we have to write the proper equations. From this output waveform, we have to write the proper important equations like the V1 dash. Here in the output waveform, this is labeling as V1, and the decaying part at T1 equal to V1 dash, and it is falling towards into the negative side, which amplitude is V2, and this one is V2 dash. The time period is 0 to T1 and T1 to T2, and the total time period is T, and the the amplitude of V1 dash to V2 must be V, and also here also the same continues. This is the continuous cycle, repeated cycles, square wave. So this is V1, again this is V1 dash, this is V2, and this will be V2 dash. Okay. So the amplitude of V1 dash and V2 is V1, and also the amplitude of V1 and V2 dash is also V. From this output waveform, these are the important terms or the equations we have to note, and we have to write. From this only we can calculate the percentage of tilt, that is how much of the tilt variation is appearing. Okay, so the first one is V1 dash. What is V1 dash? We know the equation, that is V into e power of minus T by RC. Here the V is V1 and T is nothing but T1. Okay, so V1 dash equal to V1 into e power of minus T1 by RC. Since from the decaying for the step signal, for the step input signal, there will be a exponentially decay, and we know the output equation, that is V into e power of minus T by RC. In that formula only we substituting the V1 dash. Here the V is starting from V1, so in place of V I am writing as V1, and e power of T by minus T by RC. So here T is nothing but T1. So I am writing like this and making this as equation 1. And also now V2 dash. Now write V2 dash. V2 dash equal to, it is starting from V2. So V2 into e power of minus, the time period is T2, minus T2 by RC. Make it as equation 2. Okay. You all understand what I am saying? And also we know that the total amplitude of V1 and V2 is V. So we can also write it as V1 dash minus V2 equal to V volts. Okay. We also can write it as V1 dash minus V2 equal to V. This is equation 3. Similarly, V1 minus V2 dash is also V. This is as equation number 4. Okay. We all know that the square wave is having of equal time periods. The positive half cycle and negative half cycle must be equal. The time periods T1 equal to T2. Then only it is in symmetrical and it will become a square wave. So if the input waveform is, okay, if input waveform is a symmetrical one, if input waveform is symmetrical, if input waveform is symmetrical, then we know the following terms. 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 What are those? The time periods, that is T1 equal to T2 equal to T by 2. We all know T1 plus T2 equal to T. So if the T1 equal to T2, then it is equal to T by 2. And also we know that V1 dash equal to minus V2 dash. Okay, the amplitude of V1, the V1 dash is equal to minus V2 dash. Similarly, the V1 equal to minus of V2, which is in negative side. Okay, from the diagram you can see here, okay, from the diagram you can observe that V1 dash equal to V2 dash and also the amplitude of V1 equal to V2. So we can write it as like this. We can write it as like this. That is V1 dash equal to minus V2 dash, and also we can write it as V1 equal to minus of V2. Both the V1 amplitude is equal to V2, but V2 is in the negative side, so V1 equal to minus of V2. Okay, and make it as equation number 5 and equation number 6. For simplification only I am writing like this. So now substitute equation 6 in equation 3. For simplification, substitute, you can take any one. I am taking that V1 terms. So substituting this one in equation number 3. Okay. So how it will be represented? The V1 dash minus. Here the V2 is nothing but minus V2 equal to V1. So in place of minus V2, I can write V1. Understanding? In the place of minus V2, I am writing it as V1. Okay. V1 dash plus V1 equal to V. Okay. And leave it as equation number 7. So from the equation 1, we know the V1 dash value. So now substitute V1 dash value in this formula. Okay. Substitute equation 1 in equation 7, then we get as V1 into e power of minus T1 by RC plus V1 equal to V volts. This is the expression. Okay. Are you understanding what I am saying? V1, here I am writing in the place of V1 dash, I am substituting the equation number 1, which is V1 into e power of minus T1 by RC plus V1 equal to V volts. Okay. Now taking the V as common, V1 as common, V1 into 1 plus e power of minus T1 by RC. Okay. That is equal to V. But we are telling that the input waveform is asymmetrical. That means the T1 equal to T2 equal to T by 2. So in place of T1 we have to write, in the place of T1 we have to write it as T by 2 in this equation. So V equal to V1 into 1 plus e power of minus T by 2 RC. Okay. This is number equation 8. Okay, this is all about the important terms which is used to be calculated from the output waveform of a square wave when a square wave input is applied. So in order to find out the amount of percentage of tilt in the output waveform, how much of tilt is appeared in the output, in order to calculate that one, we had the formula known as the percentage of tilt. Just a moment. Okay, the percentage of tilt, that means there will be a change in the output waveform. That change is calculated by using the percentage of tilt. So the percentage of tilt is represented by P, and it is defined as the V1 minus V1 dash by V by 2. So what are these terms? I am showing the output waveform once again here. Just see here. This is the output waveform we have obtained after passing the square wave input through a HPRC circuit. Okay. See here, this is V1, this is V1 dash, this is V2, and this is V2 dash. Okay, the total amplitude peak to peak is V volts. Okay, total amplitude is V volts, but the half is V by 2. Okay, so the V1 minus, actually the output should be like this. The difference between these two, V1 minus V1 dash by half peak amplitude. So V by 2 I am taking into 100. We have to calculate the percentage. So it is into 100. So we all know the equations. What we know in the previous one, we know that we know the V1 dash formula from the equation 1. From equation 1, if you go through the equation 1, we know the V1 dash formula. So substitute here and bring all the terms in the form of V1 terms. Okay, the percentage of tilt P equal to V1 minus V1 into e power of minus t by 2 RC by V1 into 1 plus e power of minus t by 2 RC. Here by 2 is there, by 2 into 100%. Okay, all of you understanding what I am saying? Okay, now here the V equal to, in the equation number 8, we can say that V equal to V1 into 1 plus e power of minus t by 2 RC. We have derived that one also. Okay. So these are the expression. Now simplify this one. We will get the percentage of tilt. Now taking the V1 as common in the numerator, that is equal to V1 into 1 minus e power of minus t by 2 RC by V1 into 1 plus e power of minus t by 2 RC into 200. Bringing this 2 into numerator, so it is become 200. So now V1 and V1 get cancelled. We will have 1 minus e power of minus 2 by 2 RC by 1 plus e power of minus t by 2 RC into 200. Now we all know the basic formula of e power of x, e power of minus x. All of you know the formula of e power of minus x. So using that e power of minus x, now expand this term for simplification. So we know that e power of minus x equal to 1 minus x plus x square by 2 factorial plus so on. Here we will take only the first two terms and all the higher order terms will be neglected here. Okay, all the higher order terms will be neglected. So here the e power of minus t by 2 RC. Here the x equal to, here the x equal to t by 2 RC. Substitute in this formula and expand this one. Now expand e power of minus t by 2 RC using this formula. Using this formula, then we get the percentage of, percentage of tilt, that is P equal to 1 minus t by 2 RC. We are taking only first two terms and neglecting all other higher order terms by 1 plus 1 minus T by 2 RC into 200. Okay, understand? Now simplify this one. This is equal to T by 2 RC by 2 minus T by 2 RC into 200. Here we are getting T by 2 RC. By simplifying this one, we get T by 2 RC by 2 minus T by 2 RC into 200. Okay, but we know that under steady state condition, what is the condition under steady state condition? We know that in the starting only we understand that it is a steady state condition, that is we know that RC is far greater than T. We know this one. That means that is T by RC is far less than 1. You understand this one? The term of T by RC is very small than the unity. It is very small, less than very small value than 1. So we can neglect that term. We can neglect the T by RC. Okay. Here, so T by 2 RC value, here the T by 2 RC when subtracting from 2 is very small. So we can neglect it. Here, see here the 2 minus 1 by T by 2 RC. This term is very small in the less than 1 value. So it is very small, so we can neglect this term. So the percentage of tilt equal to, so now the percentage of tilt, that is P equal to T by 2 RC by 2 into 200. This is equal to T by 4 RC into 200. So the P, that is equal to T by 2 RC into 100. This is the percentage of tilt. This is very important question for your exam point of view, or for in problematic also. It is very important. The percentage of tilt P equal to, the percentage of tilt P equal to T by 2 RC into 100. Okay. So using this formula we can have two different relationships. Okay. That is, we have to find out the relationship between tilt and time constant, and also the frequency and time constant also. Okay. So here we already know T equal to 1 by F. So in place of this T, we can write it as percentage of tilt equal to 1 by 2F RC into 100. We can write like this also. We can write like this also. Okay. So now the relationship between tilt and time constant. What is the relation between these two? Time constant is nothing but RC. So the percentage of tilt P equal to T by 2 tau. We know RC equal to tau into T by 2 tau into 100. This is the relation between the tilt and time constant. Okay, you all understand what we have discussed till now? We have discussed about when a square wave input is given to a high pass RC circuit, what will be the output waveform. Using the output waveform, we have obtained the different important equations. Using those equations, we have find out the percentage of tilt. And we have also derived the relationship between the tilt and time constant. Okay, thank you.